Oh, hello everybody, and welcome back to another Reality Skewed Gamers Lore with Idiots. It's been a couple weeks since we did one of these, but figured we'd have some fun today with the idiots. We've been doing a lot of lore videos and stuff, and I thought we'd change it up, and we're going to see what the idiots think of ranking the top Sith, somewhat Sith characters from Star Wars. Uh, I have a bunch of them on here. If you've never seen this before, this is just a ranking list, and I'll get into this in a second and how it works. I'm your host, Ranger J 1999. Of course, nobody's on camera today because they need to see that's great. They need to be able to interact, and we're going to see what the idiots think of where they would place some of the top baddie Sith. Um, Sith Light, whatever, here. But let's introduce the panel of idiots. As usual, we'll start with, um, well, the biggest idiot of them all. Cashmere's here.
Is that a fat joke?
No, you have you're a big idiot.
Oh,
You,
okay.
you have brain damage that goes beyond the pale.
That is true. Can't deny that.
I mean, I
All
can't
those
help how
looks
you're
good.
going to interpret that statement, but that's not what my intent was. You all right, Cash?
I'm doing good.
Okay, good. Our other contestant from the northwest of the United States, somewhere up there in them woods, is Carthaginigas, aka the Welling Cannoneer.
What's happening?
Glad to have you back, Arth. I hope you had a good weekend last weekend.
I spent
You
it
were
being
busy.
sick, so
Yeah, you weren't feeling good. Yeah,
it was all right,
yeah.
but I'm in a better state now.
That's right. And last but not least, bringing some femininity and brains to the outfit, we've got the lovely Desi Needle Snarfy Snarfs here.
Snarf, snarf. Hey
Yeah,
guys,
Snarf, Lionel. You doing good, Desi?
I'm doing pretty good. Recording from the broom closet to isolate noises, so
That's
this will be a
right.
fun day.
That's right. All right. So the way this works is if you've never seen one of these tier lists before, the S through D. D being doggy doo doo, like you're trash. S being super awesome. This is a ranking system that they made it like Naruto. If you're familiar with that show, your S class ninjas are your super duper awesome ninjas, and your D are your beginners or poo poo ninjas. But we're going to use it for Star Wars. So what we're going to do is I'm going to tell them who the person is on the image. If they need information, some of these images I know who they are, some I do not. So we may skip some of these if it's up to the idiots what they want to do here. But we're just gonna let the madness ensue. So with that being said, are the idiots ready to rank the Sith of all time?
Sure,
All right.
Yeah.
sure.
Are we
Okay.
gonna get to guess
What?
who they are?
No, I will tell you who they are.
All right.
If you know what, you could try to guess, but it's kind of hard to see the picture. So, I mean, it's up to
Yeah,
you.
that's true.
You know, so
Yeah, 'cause
anybody want to guess
I
who the
see like
first?
three moles in there.
Yeah, any. There's one mall.
It's just some of these are like so hard to make out because they're so small.
Yeah.
It's not
So
like I don't know who the first one is.
okay, the first one is a Junta Paul.
Oh, Juntapal. Okay.
Okay, so if you guys are not familiar, that is he is the person that leads the 100 after the Great 100 Years War, the Great Divide. He's the one that took the fallen Jedi to the Sith homeworld and conquered the Sith and created the Sith Empire. So, Ajunta Paul, where do you want to rank them, you guys? What do you guys think? I guess the best thing to do is we'll go around the corn here. Desi, what do you want to rank Ajunta Paul? What do you know about Ajunta Paul? Looks pretty cool.
I know exactly what you just told me. Um, so with that in mind, I mean, you beat down the racial Sith. You kind of built the whole fucking thing. I guess I could go A on that.
All right, she's at A. All right, Kashmir, what do you think?
I know less than what you said because I already forgot some stuff.
Even though we covered it in depth, yeah.
So I'm gonna say let's just B because that looks like the middle
Okay, we're
one.
right there in between A and B. And what are you ranking it, Karth?
I'm gonna go with A. He's
A.
got a
All
tomb on
right.
Korriban. He's important. He's a Force ghost. He has some impact on important storylines even after he's died. So I think he's up there.
Okay, dokie. All right, so we have our first ranking. Okay. The next person, not as familiar. If you played Star Wars,
Yeah,
the
SWOTOR.
KOTOR, then you know who this is. This is Alias Kalik. He is the was once one-time rival of Tula Cord. You should know that name. And this ancestor of Darth Nox. He is also the spirit that you kind of he wants you to redeem your family name. This part of the Sith sorcerer storyline.
Yeah.
That's pretty much he gets some interesting stuff like that. I mean, he's a master of the dark side, and possession, that kind of stuff. But Arthur, I know you know who this guy is. We'll start with you. Where do you want to rank old boy
I'm
here?
gonna go with B.
You're gonna go B. Okay, okay. Desi, what do you think?
I feel like anybody who's an NPC kind of falls into C
Oh, we're gonna go
status.
C. So we're between B and C, and then we'll go to Kashmir. What do you think, Kashmir?
Once again, I never heard of him, and I'm leaning more towards what Desi's saying. I'm going C.
All right. So he just drops down to C. All right. No, actually, nobody got. We haven't any D yet, but all right. Here you go. All right. The next person is, of course, the legendary Baldy herself, Asajj Ventress. So, Cash, we'll go with you first. Where do you want to rank old girl, Asajj Ventress here?
I do know her.
You do know her, yeah, that's true. You do
I
know
do know
her, yeah,
her.
yeah, that's true.
I know her story actually sounds better in things I've heard from books, but at the end of the day, she's kind of really a nobody Sith. So I'll give C.
All right, C for Kashmir. All right, Karth, what do you think?
Um, I think in like the grand scheme of things, she plays an important role throughout the Clone Wars. Though unfortunately, like she's just like not important enough to be like doing anything like critical. Like almost every mission she goes on fails. It's kind of funny how she's like Dooku's a trusted assassin, and yet she so constantly doesn't get the job done.
Mm,
Yeah, I think I'm gonna agree with Cash. I think she's kind of a C tier. You know,
Seth,
if they
okay.
had done more on her backstory, I think she might be more interesting. But I don't think she did a major change of things.
Yeah, just if you know the character, their feats, their power level, that kind of stuff, you can rank it based off that and stuff. So, Desi, that being said, we have two C's. Where do you think in there, Desi Snarf Snarf?
Oh, she's a night sister. She's going S. We know the answer.
Well,
And
why don't we
in
let why don't we let Desi answer the goddamn question?
and in
Well,
the shocking twist of things, gentlemen, man, she is like a Sith school dropout level. Like she's so fucking bad at being a Sith. Guys, I'm going D. I'm going D. I can't.
ooh, all right, we have
Can't.
two C's and a
Ooh.
D, so we'll put her
All
behind
right.
the NPC guy. All right. Next, again, is an old Star Wars: The Old Republic major character from the Old Republic, Darth Barris. Fatty McFatty, as we called him. Boy likes to eat, man. Holy God. He's a little plumpy Sith. But he is the major villain in the story arc of
Warrior.
Sith Warrior class. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's the one that tricks Vitiate and imprisons his Sith side soul. So he's kind of an important character. Desi Noodle Snarf Snarf. I'm sure you don't know anything about this guy. Based off that, what do you think there?
Well, no, I don't know much about him. And just from the temptation alone to call him Darth Barkius, I could go B.
B.
B for
Okay. B.
Barkius.
B for Barkius. Okay. All right. So we have a B. Uh,
Um, Honestly, I think he is like A tier. I just think that in the unfortunate side effect of the storytelling from SWOTOR, they kind of had to push him to the side for you to kind of assume the role.
mm-hmm.
But I mean, what he had going on was ridiculous. He tricked one of the most powerful Sith lords into locking part of his essence into a dark side being on Voss, and it's like that's not nothing. Like, he had,
Yeah.
basically if it wasn't for the character you play in SWOTOR, he would have been the next emperor, and he had so much groundwork laid to be, to have a dynasty for a while. So it was interesting to see that. I would say he's A tier.
Okay, so we have an A and a B tier. All right, Kashmir, what do you got for me, buddy?
So, Vitiate, I kind of remember that guy from some stories.
Gotta hope so.
From the very beginning,
Mhm.
and that was a pretty badass dude. And if this guy was able to trick him, plus on behalf of the Husky guys, I will give him an A.
All right, so A just based off huskiness. All right, Darth Barris goes
No,
into
no,
the A
and the
category.
Vitiate stuff. I led with the Vitiate stuff.
No, I heard husky. Okay, next
Down
one
with
is
the thickness.
oh wow.
Mm.
All right, next up is Barris Offee.
Oh,
He did
God.
fall to the dark side, but
D
for
tier.
A.
didn't quite make the
A.
Sith. Okay,
She's-
okay, she's
She's
D.
like a Sith for like 2 episodes and then gets arrested by Anakin. Granted, she is like, it's surprising how well her combat skills were versus Anakin for that fight. But he bested her in like 30 minutes, and that was the end of it. So no, she's
a Jedi who didn't get her coffee. Like, for real.
yeah.
All right, this next one, I know this image from the Star Wars, the original role-playing game, from the early 2000s. This is Belia Darzu, and I will read what she is for you guys that don't know. She was a female Shadow who reigned as a Dark Lord of the Sith during the last quarter of the New Sith Wars. She was a born shapeshifter, and she appeared as a human woman. In 1250 BY, she led the revived Sith Empire at the beginning of the period called the Sictic Wars. She was an accomplished Sith alchemist and studied an obscure force technique known as Menkaduru, leading her to conduct a virus capable of transforming its victims into mutated cyborg techno-beasts. She had a hidden fortress on Tython. She created an armor of techno-beasts against the Galactic Republic and its Spanish protectors in 1230 BBY. She fell victim to a conspiracy to end her life. Pursued by her traitorous Sith followers and the vengeful Micros Order, she culminated in her assassination. So that's who she is. I'd recognize the image. I didn't know. I couldn't remember the backstory. So based off that, I had read some stuff there for you. Where would you put our girl here? Belia. Desi Schnarf, what do you think?
Well, I understood some of those words.
Yes.
So what?
Dark side.
Sith, yeah, dark side. But no, seriously, Sith
Lord.
shapeshifter, like mutated cyborgs. Like that's different. That's cool. I can respect that. And if you were cool enough to have a plot to bring you down, potentially a B.
Okay, B for Belia. All right, Kashmir, what do you think?
I got no reason to like anything about her. I'll be nice and say C.
C for can't make
Why be nice?
Kashmir. Yeah, can't be nice.
Yeah.
And then Karthric.
I'm gonna go with B.
Okay,
I
so
think
B,
you
we're
have to
gonna
have
put her
a
on B.
plot to kill yourself, to get killed, and then you gotta have you have a pathogen that converts things into cyborg monsters. Like that's pretty sweet.
Pretty cute. All right. Next image I'm not familiar with, so I'm actually looking this up myself. I think I know who it is.
No, it's like one of those Mando Sith, isn't it?
This guy is Carnor Jax. I've heard of the name. I don't know anything about this dude.
Skip.
Yeah, we'll skip. We'll skip this dude. I'm like, who the hell is this? Okay, we'll skip that. He's less obscure than what's her name? At least she was in the book. All right, next image. I don't know who this is supposed to represent. Let me look it up real quick.
I think that's somebody's cosplay.
It might be. But we'll find out.
It looks way too nice to be an actual.
Oh my
Sith
god,
Lord.
I know who that is. That's the baddie from Ewok Adventure, or the Ewok shit.
Oh my god. Wow. That's
She was a force-wielding night sister who turned her back on the sisterhood, left her homeworld with Dathomir. Yeah, she's the Ewok movie baddie.
the Ewok movie baddie. Wow.
Ewok movie baddie.
Oh no!
There's some
Oh no. Oh, this
Can
ought
I
to
go
be.
first?
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead, Des.
If there's a Night Sister that I haven't heard of, it's an Auto D.
Yeah, yeah. I don't blame you on that at all. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Okay. Karth.
I'm with Desi on this
D. All
one.
right. Yeah, she's on it.
Yeah.
Kashmir, I think you're going to go D for.
Yeah, actually I was gonna say from the little image that I see, I was gonna give her a C because she looks kind of hot, but I guess we'll
Yeah,
go in
it's
D.
yeah. We get
I'm
D.
outvoted.
No, D. All right. Next one is Count Dooku. Yeah, Karth, we'll start the bidding with you, my friend.
I mean, I would say Count Dooku is a B tier Sith. I mean, he does lead the Separatist faction, but I mean, he's a puppet the entire time. I mean, he doesn't even realize that he's a pawn until he watches Sidious basically go like, "Yeah, you can get rid of him now." He's like, "Oh, okay then, cool." So he kind of didn't he was too wrapped up in his own concerns to be having like the thought process like a vitiate who was like galactic domination. He's just like, yeah, I just want to serve Palpatine, so that's it. I'm gonna go B tier.
All right, B. All right, Cash.
Since this is more of a dark side thing, and we're not going to talk about him as a Jedi and like how good of a Jedi he was, and like how he wanted to kind of always do the right thing. This is him as the dark side, and I kind of agree with Karth. He was just a pawn. He was like the interim coach, while Palpatine just wanted to do other things, be the GM for this thing. So I was gonna say I was a high C, low B.
Okay, I say hi, B. All right, Desi, Schnarf, Schnarf, Noodle, Schnarf.
I would. I can justify a B. I feel like he got worse overall as a Sith, so that. But he was still pretty cool.
Okay. Our next character is Darth Endedu, also referred to as the immortal god king of Prakoth, was an ancient humanoid male who reigned as Dark Lord of the Sith and was deviously thought of as the forebearer of the Darth title. There you go. That's who that is.
I mean, if you have something that's like you create something that's like been permanently adopted, I feel like it's like kind of like A tier.
Yeah.
If you're created the role of Darth and then like it's stuck.
Yeah, he entombed
like,
himself. There's not much. There was a cult for him. It was in 137 ABY that his story gets in with like the aftermath of things. But yeah, there's stuff out there for him. But yeah, okay. So you're going A there, Karth. Did you Schnarf?
I can't say that I disagree. I don't know shit about him. I'm kind of abstaining on
Did
this
they go
one.
the pretty cool. What about you, Kashmir?
I think anybody called the Dark Lord of Crack has to be A tier.
All right, it is.
that is a way.
Who this next Yahoo is. Some of these images I know immediately, and some I'm like, who are you?
Right. Which comic did you come from again?
Darth Azad? I don't even know. What the hell is this?
He looks like the Thing.
Eh.
Sounds like we need to skip that one.
Yeah, we'll just skip
I was
that.
about to say that long silence.
This is a character that served
Karth's
under Darth Great. Yeah, we'll just ignore this dude. Okay, ignore that one. And there's a lot of obscure characters here, so I'm just making sure. Mm-hmm.
Are we up to Dark Lord Chewbacca?
All right. I don't know who this one looks familiar. Let me see. I think I know who this is. This next one. Let me look it up. It's so small, the images, so it's like, who are you? I think I know who you are. Yeah, okay. This is the image from that's what I thought it was. This is the image. Wait, is there another image here? Let me check the thing here, because I don't see any of the images of him, but let me make sure. Well, we might as well talk about him because he's pretty important. That's Darth Bane, but that's the image. What I thought it was from the season 6 of the Clone Wars, the image, the Spectre that Yoda
Yeah,
fights. But
yeah.
it's Darth Bane, yeah. Darth Bane, the rule of two. I mean, yeah, he's pretty goddamn important. Kashmir, where do you want to rank Darth Bane?
I mean, I think S is
Yeah,
where I'm going.
right. Anybody not wanting to do S on Darth Bane here?
Absolutely an S.
Okay, Cat, Darth, you want to rank?
Sure.
Anybody has a whole trilogy for him gets the S class treatment. All right, next up is Jason Solo, but known as Darth Cadus. We've covered him extensively. Yeah, you guys know his story. Where do we want to rank Darth Cadus?
Darth Cadus. I'm blanking entirely on everything I know about that name.
We just covered this.
I know isn't it one of the solos that
Yeah,
becomes Darth
it's
Cadus?
Jason Solo. He became Darth
Okay,
Cadus. Yeah. We covered the whole
okay.
story. Killed Mara Jade. Did all that stuff. Killed by his sister, had to become a Mandalorian Jedi to take him out. Fought Luke to a standstill. Right the war to the Galactic Republic.
Like that's the thing that's
Second great Jedi
that's the
Civil
most
War.
impressive feat though, is like because Luke you would consider like an S tier Jedi, and he literally like fought him to a standstill, but he was eventually defeated by someone who was probably inferior to him, but probably
Well,
just
they were
because they had
equal.
different.
Yeah, they couldn't beat each other because they were equal.
I mean,
in the
inferior to
Force.
Luke. Sorry, that's more the comparison I was drawing. I would say it's like if I could squeeze in between, I would do like A plus, but I would lean towards A over S.
Okay, what about you, Desi?
That's right where my line of thinking was.
All right, Kashmir. Anything else you want to?
Yeah, you can't be S if we can't just look at if we can't just look at the photo and know exactly who you are.
Well, I
and
knew
how
immediately
badass
who that
you are.
was. It's not
So
his
did
fault
I.
that you didn't know.
So and it's not even I'll give it A.
All right, I don't know who this next image is.
That's got to be Darth Santa.
It might be, but we'll look it up.
The problem is
think
these pictures are
It's
small.
her face is her face is cut. No, it's Darth Cognus.
Who the fuck is that?
I don't know.
I definitely would have been wrong with my guess.
I mean, the portrait's intriguing, but that's about as far as I got.
Known as the Huntress, was a female Akachi assassin who operated in the years following the end of the New Sith Wars, and impeccable record of success saw the Huntress employed by Lucia, a bodyguard from the royal house of the planet Doan. After officially honing her conflict, we don't know anything about this. She went after Darth Bane. Okay.
So skipping?
Yeah, we'll skip. I don't know enough about her. Yeah, it's like we don't know enough. We haven't covered her, so I think that's fair. You guys down for a skip on this one?
Yep.
Yeah, some of these,
Sure.
like, I got to look at who these are. Some I know automatically. Some I'm just like, who are you? Who are you? What are you doing here? Come on. Next.
Who is the Sithy and what do they do?
All right, this is Darth Desolus. Why do I know this name? I think it's from The Force Unleashed.
Oh my,
No,
Darth no.
no, that can't be right.
No.
Born 3522BY, was a male Jedi upon Jedi. Prior to becoming a Sith Lord, after he started his Sith teaching, felt the dark side of the Force, he expelled from the Jedi Order. As the new Lord of the Sith, he swore revenge on the Jedi and assembled an army of peons. He's the same guy you saw in like Revenge of the Sith, the planet there, and who he trained in martial arts and used to fight. Desolus and his men slew 2,000 Jedi until they were crushed by the Jedi Order. I mean, we don't know.
I feel like numbers in the Legends books are all over the road.
Let's skip this guy here.
Because like if you look at the Jedi during the beginning of the Clone Wars, there's like 10,000 or something Jedi Knights during the beginning of the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Like killing a fifth of the Jedi Order seems ridiculous.
I think there were a lot more Jedi back then. All right. Let me find someone that we do know. Darth
Somebody
Krayt.
that I used to know.
Where do we want to rank Darth Krayt? I'm just going to go with ones I do know who they are. So we'll go Darth Krayt here. Where do we want to put Darth Krayt?
Darth Crate.
The new emperor of the new Sith Order.
Yeah. It's hard to say. I'm not sure.
I remember the name, but I don't remember.
That's
anything about
Talon's boss.
It's the Tusken Sith Lord, right?
Yeah.
Man,
The new emperor conquered the galaxy.
I'll go with A tier. If he
A tier,
conquered the
well.
galaxy, he conquered. Yeah, that's an A tier.
Wow, just A tier for Karth. Being very, very selective. I like that. What about you, Desi Schnarf?
Well, I don't know a lot about him just off the top of my head. I do. It's just buried under the lack of sleep. But I don't know. I'll go with the equality vote. Tuscan Dark Lord. That's pretty
Okay.
cool. We'll go A.
All right. What about you, Kashmir Jinigas?
I won't argue with A. I won't put up a fight.
All right. We'll put him ahead of Darth Caedus because he did conquer the galaxy. All right. Next one we're going to do is Darth Malak, part of the Sith trio. Oh, no, sorry. That's not Malak. Yeah, I mean, he's not part of the Sith trio. That's Revan's apprentice. Yeah. Sorry. I got too many windows open right now.
I'm gonna go B tier.
B tier for Darth Malak. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's good, but he's a second the entire time, and the only reason he even usurps the power from Darth Revan for a short period of time is because he took advantage of Revan being attacked by the Jedi and then turned on him as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so he didn't win because he was better. He used deception, which I mean it's a tactic, but it wasn't an outright power kind of like I'm just better than you. Like which
right.
and this is getting ahead of this, but like when Malgus slays his own master, he's just like, yeah, no, I'm better than you because I didn't get injured, so you're dead.
And Revan had already cut off his jaw, so there's that.
Yeah, there's that.
So you're going B. What about you, Kashmir?
I'm agreeing with B. He was really kind of the co-star, and then try to get his own series.
Okay.
And the series just wasn't as good.
This wasn't as good. All right, Desi Schnarf.
My name is
right there with Cat.
Okay, so we'll put him ahead of these two, though. All right, next one I'm pretty sure we'll cover is Darth Malgus. Ooh, Darth Malgus is pretty goddamn awesome.
I mean, I would say Malgus is like S tier just in his power ratings.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't know if his schemes always came to fruition because he was usually a
we
pawn.
We never finished the old Republic story with him and stuff. But yeah, he did what he wanted to do. He didn't give a shit.
Yeah, he's crazy powerful. He was able to basically best almost any Jedi in single combat. Crazy, plans. When he was defeated as a warrior, he reverted back to learning more knowledge and then using Sith alchemy and Sith ancient magic to kind of like drum up new ways of defeating his enemies, and it was incredibly successful. And so it's like he's a constant threat in the galaxy, even though you have to keep putting him down. He keeps coming back, and so I think that would make him just
you can't hold him down. Yeah, just when you think you got rid of him, he comes back even stronger. All right, so you say S, Kashmir?
I'm on board. Anytime you really can't kill somebody,
I mean, he's one of the only few leaders ever that destroyed sons in the Jedi Temple. I mean, that's got to count for something.
Yeah, led a full-on assault in the Jedi Temple and won.
You were deceived.
It's a great trailer, by the way.
All the trailers with him. If you've not watched the Old Republic cinematics, oh my god, they're incredible. Desi, are you on the S tier?
Oh yeah, he got me feeling a certain way.
Now, are we going to put him ahead of Darth Bane, or are we going to put him behind Darth Bane?
Ahead of Darth Bane, in my opinion.
All right, what about you two?
I say behind.
I'd say behind.
Okay,
yeah.
So Darth Bane's still a little bit more. Okay. Next one we're going to cover is Darth Mar. He's a very, very important character too in the Old Republic. Yeah, I actually like Darth Mar. He's for a Sith, he's very level-headed. he's a badass warrior, but he's an integral person in that story. And it's
I
him and
mean,
Satil that work together to, I think, help take down Revan. He's one of the guys that does that. He's also gets killed, but his spirit and Satil work to go after the Valkorian or the no
yeah,
Vitiate.
Valkyrie.
Yeah.
Well, all the above.
Okay, let's go with Disney to Snarf Snarf. Do you know anything about good old Darth Maul?
Not a dang thing.
Okay. All right, we'll come back to you, Desi. Think about where you want to rank him. Kashmir, what about you? Darth Mar, any familiarity with him?
Not at all. I mean, he looks cool from what I can see.
Okay.
But what did you mention about Revan? Like
He's part of the task group that goes after True Revan Reborn on Yavin 4 in the game.
All right. I mean, just that. I guess I got to give him at least a B.
All right, a B for you. Desi doesn't know yet. And then Karth, what would you say? Darth Mar.
I would go A tier. I mean, he is
I
a
agree.
member of the Darth Council. He was incredibly influential in the Sith part of things. He transcended the rigidity of his belief system to better serve his own plan and the betterment of the galaxy. And so that's why he's able to work with Satil, and even though he's defeated when you go confront Valkorian, he gets killed very quickly. He doesn't just stop there, and he persists and helps teach you how to kind of harness both sides of the Force. So it's like the duality part. So I think he's a very strong character. And the fact that he keeps persisting all the way through to the actual defeat of Valkorian just shows how the strength of will of the character kind of powers through. So
Okay.
I would say A tier.
Okay, A tier. Desi Snarf.
Yeah, can confirm. Karth just expanded, and yep. Oh, absolutely.
Now, where do you want to put him? I think he's ahead of Darth Baras. Do we want to put him ahead of Junta Paul on Darth Gatus?
I would put him ahead of Darth Barris.
Okay.
But that's about it.
Okay. Next one is Darth Maul. At last we reveal ourselves to the Jedi. At last we will have revenge.
I really wish we got more Crimson Dawn stuff. The comics that cover it are interesting, but just the straight lack of Darth Maul's presence past the Clone Wars show is kind of upsetting.
A major character.
He's a major character, and he's incredibly powerful. I mean, he bests Jedi Masters frequently, but I feel like for Sith overall, once he was betrayed, not really betrayed.
Old Master.
Once he was defeated by Kenobi on Naboo, he really didn't go back to being a Sith. He was more interested in his own thing, but it really wasn't about dominance or control. It was his obsession with killing Obi-Wan that is what kept him alive.
Palpatine. Yeah, he wanted to get revenge on Palpatine too.
He wanted. Yeah, that was the end of the Clone Wars. They added that kind of arc back as he wanted to deny Palpatine his apprentice. But then he fought Ahsoka instead. But
where do you think, Garth? Before we go to the other two?
Man, I want to say he should be A tier, but I think like in the grand scheme of Sith stuff, he's just not that Sith Lord. So I would say B.
All right, B for Garth. Kashmir, what do you think?
Love how he if he gets defeated by Qui-Gon, obviously the whole story is different because Qui-Gon now trains Anakin. So he kind of Duel of the Fates. He kind of took down the master on that one. But like Karth said, after that, he really he reinvented himself, which was good. But being that this is a Sith type of thing, B.
B. All right. Desi Snarf, what do you think about old Darth Maul?
So I hear what you're saying, guys, but I cannot think of anything more rockstar Sith awesomeness than getting cut in half and pulling yourself back together just out of sheer fucking spite and stubbornness. Come on.
I do like that.
On.
I'm
I
with you, but
I gotta give him the little. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
oh no, I'm with you. It's just the fact that like he doesn't do Sith things after he's defeated. Like it just it's all about like countering Palpatine. It's all about revenge for him is what happens afterwards. And it's like he never really even gets close to the mark on the revenge. He dies to a duel on Kenobi when he finally finds him again. You know, his plan versus Palpatine gets foiled by a exiled Jedi Padawan. Well, not exiled, but I guess she chose to leave. It's like
Yeah.
it's kind of like I'm so with you, but he was so clouded by revenge that he never truly got to do anything like monumental, and that's kind of where my head's at with the power rankings. Like it's like Count Dooku. Count Dooku was super awesome and did a lot of and was in charge of the entire separatist regime, but he never really did anything with it. That's where I'm coming in on that.
All right.
If B
So,
plus existed, I'd go B plus.
all right, where do we want to rank him on B? Ahead of Dooku, behind Dooku,
Ahead
Malik?
of Dooku.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
would.
put him ahead of
Yeah.
Dooku. Okay, we'll ahead of Dooku.
Yeah.
All right, next one is Nagal Sadal. We've covered this guy, so you guys should know who that is. I went in depth with him.
You're vaguely.
Remember him
yes,
and Little
he's-
Crash were,
Yeah,
they're
he's
fighting
got
for
a
Sith, and he led
tomb
the.
on one of the moons of all Onderon, and you go raid it and find
Yavin
stuff.
4. That he,
No, well,
he creates the temples on Yavin 4. I'm pretty, or was that
He-
Crash?
yeah,
no,
no,
it was
he- yeah.
Nagal Sadal that did that. Yeah,
yeah, he does that, but he has a tomb on one of the moons of Onderon.
could be.
At least that's what KOTOR 2 used it for.
Oh,
'cause
okay.
I remember.
Well, yeah, it's flowing with the cannon here. A little legend.
Yeah,
all over the
shush,
place.
shush your mouth. We use all aspects of everything.
That's right.
to-
That's what I've been trying to teach you guys. All right, let's go to Kashmir. I went in depth with this guy and covered him because we did the first Great Sith Hyperspace War. You probably forgot all of it, but where would you?
Oh,
rank
I
Nagal Sadal?
don't remember any of it.
Oh, for Christ's sakes!
Brain damage.
That was so long ago.
I mean, he's not wrong.
I
So disappointed right now.
I mean, I would say
B,
A tier.
maybe C.
You gonna go C,
Yeah.
Cash?
I'll go B, low B.
Low B. All right, and you said A, Karth.
Yeah, I mean,
Alright.
he's an incredibly influential Sith and does a lot of crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Desi Schnarf? We'll let you round it out. A or B? You can give him D if you want.
Roll
I'm not equipped
reverse.
to do that.
Uno reverse card.
Reverse card.
Buy the attachment.
If Karth insists, okay, we'll buy the attachment. We'll put him on the D.
The D.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we have an A, a B, and a D. So he goes into B with the averages here. Where do we want to put him on ranking on B?
I'd put him at the top of B.
Top of B? Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Pretty important shit. All right, the next one is Darth Nihilus.
Darth Nihilus' power level was just ridiculous. Like he
Mhm.
was one of the first, not one of the first, because I guess no, because SWTOR comes after KOTOR. One of the first Sith to just be able to devour life on like a planetary level. Like we're not talking like he gets into a room and chains somebody down and drains their essence away. Like he's in his capital ship above the planet and just goes, "You're all mine. All your soul essences are mine." He is farming those runes. If you're looking from a Elden Ring perspective, but
Mhm.
I would say he's definitely A tier. He's powerful, but he's not quite like leading everything himself. He's got his own thing going on, but like when you get back to the triumvirate kind of mechanics, Kreia was still pulled in a lot of the strings, or Darth Treya. So I feel like he was not quite at the pinnacle.
Okay. Desi Schnarf, Darth Nihilus.
Oh, wow. This guy, had he not been stopped, would have treated the entire universe like a juice box and a bag of chips. Just, thank you, ma'am. And another. Solid A tier.
Okay, A tier. And then what do you think, Cash?
Full disclosure, when I started playing Galaxy of Heroes, this is when he came out, And I was like, oh, who the hell is this guy? And I did do some research on this, and like this guy just like sold me. I love the story. I'd go S because but
Oh,
I'm
so an S and two A's. All right, where do we want to rank him? He's going to go A, but where on the A ranking do we want to put him?
But I'm gonna go at the front of the line.
Front of the line,
Agreed.
like the very front of the line.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Front of the line.
Right, front of the line. Next one, I think that is Darth Plagueis. Let me make sure.
Yeah. Yeah. He's the giant cone head.
The cone head. I'm pretty sure that's the image from the book, but let me verify that's who I think it is. And these are very small images, even for me. Yes, it's Darth Plagueis, the wise, the master of Darth. Yes.
I mean, like he's important, but like I don't know what he does outside of like lose to Palpatine because he got drunk. Like it's such a sad way to have like he's so influential, and it's just like I drank too many things and my apprentice went stabby stab and I died, and that was the end of everything I did. Like not even good enough to do a vitiate and like die and then like fuse his essence to the next closest living thing and then regenerate over the next 100 years. Just gone forever. It's like, oh, so I would say like maybe at the best of it, he would be at B tier.
Okay, B.
Like,
All right. Desi Cash, what do you guys think?
I'm agreeing with B tier. Like you need a better death. And I think I know there's books out there, and I don't read those things.
God forbid.
Words are bad for you sometimes.
unless they're spoken to me, I don't know what words are.
Exactly. So maybe if I read that, I'd have a different opinion on it, or hopefully they eventually go into it more. But yeah, I'll give B.
Eventually, you get a live action version. You'll get caught up in the story. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. And then we'll circle back on this.
But wasn't his whole thing not dying?
That exactly. That's my point. Like his whole thing was like self-preservation, and then he dies to being too drunk.
That is a bitch death.
Yeah.
How could you fail so hard? You had one job, sir.
Yeah, so where do you guys want to rank him?
Oh,
Bottom of B
one
sounds
lower
like.
than the other guys did.
I would put him at the top of well, not the top, but like behind Naga Sadao. Like he's still a good character. Like he's still incredibly influential, but like it's just it's so pitiful the way they end the character. It's just like we got drunk and then my apprentice killed me. Like, oh, okay.
That's no.
Cool story. Cool story, bruh.
Cool story, bro. Why don't you being an alcoholic, bruh?
Hold your liquor.
Yeah, hold your liquor. Now, the next character I think we all can agree is S tier, but where are we going to put him there? Darth
that Twi'lek that's there? I don't.
we're not here. We're not here yet.
Oh. We're
Darth
skipping that one.
Revan.
Darth Revan. Oh, Darth. Yeah, S tier. Hard to argue. I mean, he's one of the most influential Sith characters
He
in
influences
the
everybody.
Yeah, I mean, he's a major part of the story for like hundreds of years,
thousands.
And then after, I mean,
he's the one that actually came up the relative that Bane took from. So I mean, that's just how influential his Datacron. I mean, good lord.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of like, Revan's power level is so high. I mean, he was doing things and orchestrating things on galactic scales. From both sides of the Force, from being a Jedi and being a Sith, and then culminating that knowledge into persisting past, and being a part of the persistent universe hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years after his physical body was destroyed. In fact, he actually somehow survives for 3 centuries in a prison cell, and still comes out in his mortal form. And so it's like, it's crazy. The willpower of that character and his overall power rating. I would say he's at the top of the pile.
I think we have to.
Sounds like Plagueis should have read that holocron.
Yeah,
should have done something.
Could have done better.
Right. But yeah, Revan's like the Freddie Mercury of this group. Yeah, top of S. Top of S.
Now it gets into some really good characters here. The Emperor Palpatine, Darth Sidious.
Okay, we're jumping through some stuff. Okay.
Oh yeah.
We're
I
skipping on
mean,
so these characters. I don't know. I'm just going for the main ones that I can see and like. Okay, I know who that is.
I'm gonna go with Sidious was definitely
He's
like,
definitely S, right? We just don't know where we got
yeah.
where you guys want to place him on the importance here.
I would put him behind Lord Bane, but in front of Malgus.
Okay.
Because like
What about?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Like, Palpatine's a really good. He's galactic dominance kind of stuff. Sets up like thousands of safe holds. Like he does the opposite of Plagueis. Is like, if I die, I need X teen amount of options to come back from. And so and the way he deals with the running the Empire is incredibly ruthless and efficient. So I would say that he's a very, very influential, powerful character.
Great. Kashmir, any thoughts here?
Only thing is, I would argue a little higher, just the way he played
We'll make your argument. We can move
the
it.
Jedi right under their nose, and
Mhm.
played Dooku, and he had Clone Wars animation fight, one of the best fights against Savage and Maul.
He toyed with them.
He's just laughing as he's kicking
slaughtered
their
all the
ass.
Jedi when they came after him.
Yeah.
I am the Senate. All right, so he's definitely S tier. Okay, cool. And we can move these around later if you guys want. Next one is Darth Sion.
Dude, that guy, I'm gonna put him up there with Nihilus because it's like he literally like his hatred just keeps him alive. He's like a more powerful version of Maul. He gets defeated, doesn't care, come back.
Yep.
Yep.
Just like
hates his whole existence, but yes.
Yeah. It's really, really funny to watch that whole thing play out in the grand scheme of things. But yeah,
Hey, you guys are all saying A here, or?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where do you want to put him on the tier list? Right behind Nihilus?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I think this next one is Darth Talon, but let me verify.
If it's not, I'm a fucking turnip.
Yeah, that would be interesting if they didn't use that one for.
Yeah, it's Talon. I don't know why they use this image, but it says Darth Talon. That's not the image I would use, but that's the one we got. But yeah, Darth Talon. We're familiar with her. Where do we want to put her? Desi, Darth Talon. What do you think?
That's the thing. I'm not actually familiar with her.
All right, Kashmir, you like hot women that can kick your ass. Where do you want to put Darth Talon?
Yeah, she's like the ultimate. She's the ultimate ginger.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking very high B.
High B. Okay. All right, high B for you. What about you, Karth?
I'm kind of in the same boat. I would say B. She's a good character, but she's second in command, and so she's just not doing a ton outside of what Darth Great wants her to do.
Besides saving his ass, that's multiple times.
Well, yeah, but I mean, those are minor details.
Yeah. All right. So B, Desi, any repose?
Could she have taken Crate in a fight?
Probably, but she was extremely loyal to. It would have been a fun fight to watch. I think Crate was more powerful, but yeah, she would have given him a run for his money. But she had no designs on ever doing that.
Then that
they had friendship. I mean, they're one of the few Sith Sith pairings that they were true friends.
Yeah, absolutely. BBB.
Okay, where on B do we want to put her?
F if I know.
All right. Anybody?
What? Hold on.
Where are we putting Darth Talon in the B tier?
Probably above Malik.
Yeah, between Plagueis and Malik.
Okay. Seems like a good spot. All right, next up is Darth Kreia, aka formerly Jedi Master Kreia.
I think it's only fitting that she go right above Nihilus, just so that the trio
is together.
Yep.
I kind of like that. I'll put it in for right now. Karth, Desi, any thoughts on Darth Kreia?
Treia's philosophy, which I mean, if you ever have a chance to go find that, there's a lore video on it that's like
She
8
trained
hours
Revan
long.
in it.
Worth it.
It's
Worth it. So worth it.
yeah, so worth it. She's incredibly intellectual and a very smart person, but she never really had like the grand sights of like on similar scale like Palpatine and Darth Revan of like galactic control. And so I don't think she's quite S tier, but yeah, definitely top of A tier. She's incredibly good.
Okay, I like it.
Oh, I want to make an argument for S so
Well, make your
badly.
argument, Darth Desi Schnarf Schnarf.
Yeah.
Why do you think she should be an S?
It really is the philosophy. And I do think had the little betrayal not gone down, she certainly would have grown into, okay, let's do this whole galactic domination thing, and potentially could have pulled it off. Probably should have picked better, companions, but neither here nor there. But no, just
So
so
you say S
smart.
tier. All right, S tier and then A plus.
Yeah, I gotta go.
All right, we'll run.
minus.
Kashmir, you'll be the final vote here. Where do you think Darth Traya needs to go?
I think she's A in front of Nihilus.
All right, one S and two A. So that's where she is right now. All right, good argument there. I like your. All right, next up is Darth Schmader, one of our favorite Lord Vader.
I mean, he's
yes.
no, he's not. He's A tier. He's incredibly powerful as a character, but I mean, he's never more than Palpatine's, muscle.
Yeah.
He doesn't
Although
have
with the
any.
recent series, he's kind of expanded that a little bit.
Yeah,
boy.
if you go to the EU stuff, there's a lot of things that Vader
Not just
was
the
doing
EU stuff,
behind.
but the stuff in Ahsoka and stuff. He's become
Yeah.
quite something else now.
They were definitely
But as
pushing
a Sith,
him.
but as a Sith, just in general.
Yeah, they were definitely pushing his overall to expand out from what Palpatine wanted, and that that kind of makes a lot of sense because of how the Sith operate. But I mean, he
as
never
a Sith and Sith only. Yeah.
he never does anything outside on his own, and he gets defeated by his son.
Yeah, he brings balance to the Force, as was prophesied. All right. So where do you want to put him, Karth? And we'll go to Dizzy and.
I would put him between Traya and Nihilus.
Traya and
but-
Nihilus. Okay. All right. What about you, guys? Dizzy?
I mean, Karth, based off of what you described, that sounds like that kind of puts him down at the top of B to me.
Oh shit.
Whoa.
but
but
the thing is though, is that his power level on his own, he's incredibly powerful, but he just has no ambition beyond, well, not no ambition. I think that's too broad of a statement. But he just doesn't he doesn't do anything else. Yeah, he doesn't usurp Palpatine. He never really tries, as far as we've seen.
Kind of like Talon, then, right?
Sorta, but Darth Vader on his own is much more powerful than Talon is. Like his connection to the Force, his martial prowess is just like he's infinitely better as an individual character than like any of the other Sith in the B tier, but he's not at the top of the list. He's not S tier. So
right, let's round it out with Kashmir. Where do you think Schmader needs to go?
Well, I mean, he actually did kill Palpatine because I refused to.
That's true.
Remember those last three movies or the last movie, whatever you want to call it.
The sequel trilogy.
But I think also like when he was a Sith, his powers were extremely pun intended, cut off. And in that suit, he was still.
I've got the high ground. All right, where do you want to put him there, Cash?
Yeah, so I'm agreeing. I don't want to break up the triumvirate, but I'm okay with putting him above Nihilus.
All right, all right, there we go. We'll do that. All right, so there we go for now. Okay. Next one. Oh yeah, this is a big one. Darth Bishit. Oh boy.
I mean,
and we actually have two.
Well, they have multiple versions of him because they.
Hey, I'm just gonna go Bishit, just an over, not Velcorian, not as Tenebal, just Tenebal Bishit. You'll just do it all together. Yeah. In my opinion, it's an easy S tier, but where do you want to put him in S tier? Because that dude is ridiculous.
I
He
mean,
is
I would put
Sith
him.
power.
I would put him at the
personified.
very top of S tier because his
Oh yeah,
not only does he rule the Sith Empire for a millennia through his own stuff, he's able to basically reincarnate himself
break
through the
off his essence.
Force.
Yeah, he does
Yeah,
that, and
he and then on top of that, he has the like he learned how to like infect people too. So like if even if you came across something that to bring a Harry Potter reference, like if he had like a datacron or something, like he had tied part of his essence
yeah,
too.
he did a Horcrux.
If they came across that and accessed it, then he could infect them. And so it's like he was like he was so pervasive. I mean, and so powerful. I mean, he rivaled the galaxy and the leaders of it multiple times and was victorious on more than one occasion. So I would say the top S
Top of
tier.
S. All
That's
right.
where I'm going.
Kashmir, what do you think?
This is the dude with the Star Forge.
No.
That was Revan. He sent them to go get the Star Forge. Part of his
Well, so he was
machinations.
involved with the Star Forge, so just that alone definitely can't argue with the yes.
Oh my god. Okay. Desi Snarf, any thought?
I would put him solidly one step behind Revan.
Okay, so
What
did you
character?
what did you say, Cass? Top of S?
Yeah, it's anywhere
you
in
and
S.
you Carth both said top of S. Okay, so we'll put this shit there. Okay. Um
XR Coon.
XR Coop. No. You want to do Eighth Brother?
No, they're not. They're not Sith.
Where do you want to put Eighth Brother? What about Fifth Brother?
F tier.
In front of Barris.
In front of Barris.
He
Okay,
stays
we'll
down
put him
in jail.
Put them right ahead of Barris.
I so want them to make Barris an Inquisitor, and I'm just so upset that they haven't drawn that line.
Yeah.
Yet.
It would be such a great tie-in for the character. Anyways, unrelated points.
Unrelated points.
What?
Right.
Why is Pong Krell and Quinlan Voss on this? They're not really.
They fell to the dark side, you know.
Yeah, but that's like
for a minute.
Yeah, whatever. All right,
Well,
fine.
XR Coon. I mean, we
definitely. I want to say he's definitely like A tier.
Okay. What about you, Cash? You know a lot about XR Coon. Where would you put him?
A lot. That's
That's a bold statement there, Cotton.
But I agree with A. More middle of A.
Middle of A. All right. Where would you put him, Carth? In A, but where?
I'd put him next to Vader.
Okay.
I wouldn't say he's better than Vader, but I would say like overall he would be a rival for Nihilus in just what he was able to accomplish.
All right, Deji Noodle Snarf, we'll get your final thoughts.
That is exactly where my line of thinking was, Garth. You nailed it.
Perfect. All right, next one is Frieden Nod. We know very much about him. He's a major Sith. So where do you guys... Cashmere, let's see what you remember about Frieden Nod. We only did a whole episode about him. So what do you think there, buddy?
Damn it. I'm not gonna lie, the name doesn't even sound familiar.
For fuck's sakes.
In fairness, we did blend quite a few Sith in a couple of episodes. Because we did like the whole like background of the Sith, right? And then we got into the main players.
Yeah, but we went from Frieden Nod and his effect on XR Coon and all that stuff. So yeah. Naomi Star Rider. So but I mean, from what you remember, you are the idiots. Frieden Nod. Oh, God almighty. Cash, where do you want to put him?
B.
All right, B. Where in B do you want to put him?
We'll say the end of B after Dooku.
Wow, okay. What about you, Karth?
I would go A tier. And
wow, yeah, I kind of agree.
I would put him up with XR Coon because they were kind of like, best buddies for a minute.
All right, Deji
some crazy things.
Yes, they did. Deji Schnoodle Snarfy.
I wasn't here when y'all recorded this episode. I was doing voiceovers for this.
Okay. Then
And you didn't
we'll
listen to Lore with Idiots? Oh my
split
goodness.
the difference, and we'll put him.
I was probably making a meme at that same time, so
We'll put him. We'll put this.
Well, can I just point out, like, Ranger hasn't been putting his opinion in any of
I don't want my
these.
opinion on this.
Yeah, he's just here to facilitate the idiots.
Yeah, I mean, I know what I would rank, but I'm just letting you
Yeah.
guys rank. I mean, I'll
Can't
choose
have
set a
any
little. Yeah,
educated guesses in here. Come on.
Yeah.
Fair
I mean,
point.
I'll
fair
offer
point.
certain little points like where they should be because I'm praying, but yeah. All right. I don't know why he's on here, but I guess it does count. So, Kylo Ren.
I mean,
all the What?
Pulse pack.
Swoga says that he's an online Force user, so I'm gonna go with a D tier Sith.
Yeah, I don't think he counts as Sith. In fact, let's just
Not
skip
even
that.
a little.
Lana Beniko.
Yeah, Lana Beniko's next.
She's actually an incredibly powerful character.
Oh, she is
but,
very powerful.
It's hard to say what her ambitions are because she kind of never works much more than like an apprentice kind of setup. So
Pretty
I would
much.
say I'd put her up with Talon.
Okay, Talon. Cashmere. Snarfy Snarf.
I have no idea.
Okay, Cashmere. Do you remember anything?
Blinko? No, I do not remember who Blinko is. Is
We'll put her in B.
that her name?
Yeah, Lana Blinko.
Lana.
Yeah. She's actually
basically-
quite.
Lana!
Yeah. Put her next to Talon. Where's Talon there? All right. Okay. Scourge is next.
Lord Scourge. Lord Scourge. He's a very good character. And actually he breaks
first hand of the Emperor.
Yeah, but he breaks free of that too. He serves
yeah.
the Emperor for a long time and then breaks free of it. I would say
Leslie's
I'd put him at the bottom of A tier. He's a very good character, very powerful, but I wouldn't say he's gonna be, like the best of A. I would say he's at the bottom of A.
Okay. What about you, Desi and Cash? What do you know anything about Scourge from the video games you played, or know anything about it? Okay, we'll just go with A.
Didn't get to play it.
Okay,
I don't know.
Okay.
Didn't we talk about this dude? Because this guy sounds.
Yeah,
familiar.
we did. You probably forgot. It's
Jesus Christ.
tradition here. Hey, what about Ninth Sister? You guys want to do anything with Ninth Sister?
The Inquisitors can just keep hanging out together for all
All right,
I
just
care.
put her down there.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other Inquisitors? We'll put. Okay, there's 7. We'll put her on there.
The one after Savage is an Inquisitor, and the one at the very end is an Inquisitor.
After where's Savage? Oh yeah, that's second. So just throw her in there.
And then the 1-2 over from Savage now, that's also an Inquisitor. Just not one that we've seen on screen yet.
Just very bottom. I don't know who you are. This is an interesting. Wait, is that who I think it is? It does make sense.
What? That's Mara Jade, isn't it?
I think it is. I'm familiar with that image. Make sure that it is Mara Jade.
Yeah,
so.
but Mara Jade's not a technically.
She was the hand of Palpatine, and she did a lot of stuff. But yeah, she's
not really a Sith.
Not really, I mean, she's
Can
one
we
of my
just
favorite
pretend
characters.
that's Xana?
You just need to find the picture and get it on that list, and then
I'm not doing all that extra work. Fuck that.
That's fair. That's fair. That sounds like more than I would.
So
want to
we'll
do,
leave Mara Jade because she wasn't really truly a Sith. Neither was Grand Inquisitor.
Yep.
I mean,
I mean, but none of the Inquisitors are
No,
Sith. I mean,
no,
they are a separate order. They have some of the characteristics from the dark side of the Force they draw from, but they're not particularly Sith.
Okay. Next one we're going to cover is the scary ghosty image here. Margot Ragnos. He's a major player.
Yeah, A tier for sure.
Yeah. All right. Cash, remember that. What do you remember, Cash? You remember this guy? Covered him in great detail.
Oh. Yeah. I'm gonna whatever Karth says. I agree.
God. Desi, any clue?
I did actually listen to this episode, and absolutely, yes, he's a solid A.
Okay, where do we want to put him in A?
Oh goodness.
There's so
Right
many things
below
today.
Jason.
Right below Jason? Karth,
Up there with a June to. That's fine. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
So unfortunately, they cut out most of his headdress because like that's the most like recognizable thing
God,
about
yes.
Marco Raccanos is his headdress, and it's like, yeah, it's all gone.
And then next year, Fallen Jedi.
No one cared about Fallen Jedi.
All right. Savage Oppress. Interesting choice here. Not really a
Incredibly
Sith. I mean, I guess he
well.
was technically, yeah.
Yeah, technically he was, because he was the apprentice of Darth Maul. I would say he's the C tier, because he's a very powerful brute, but he does not possess any kind of real knowledge or anything useful,
No, not really. I mean, and
and he
Maul.
just does what he's told.
Mm-hmm.
He's just muscle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Next one.
I'd almost go top of D personally, but
We have two Cs. You've been overruled, Desi. Snarf, snarf. But I like
Womp
your
womp.
thinking. All right. The next one's an important Sith. I think we've covered him a little bit with Darth Bane because he was the leader of the Brotherhood of Darkness, the last great Sith Empire, Lord Khan. That gets portrayed by Bane, and him and Lord Harth die fighting one another in that great force bomb that goes off. I mean, you guys know anything about him? I do, but he is a major Sith.
Vaguely. That's all I got for you. That's all I got.
I remember the character quite well.
Okay, Desi, what do you think?
Man, though, I'd drop him above Treya.
Wow, above Treya. All right, let's get spicy in here.
I loved that character.
Okay. Let's get Cashmere's thoughts because Karth's still he's over there mowing. I can feel the mowing.
I've never. I mean, maybe I've heard of the guy in one of our Laura videos,
Oh,
but I
God.
don't remember him. So there's no
I
way
don't
in
even know
hell
why
he could be that
you.
high.
If there
Okay.
wasn't cookies and milk involved, Kashmir forgets.
I'm not gonna argue A because I can't make an argument for.
Okay,
not
so
being
we'll leave
A,
you.
but
Okay,
I've
Karth,
never
what do you
heard of the
think?
guy.
What do you think?
I'll agree with Desi on this one. My knowledge is a little clouded at the moment, but I'm pretty sure he was up there being cool. So I will concede to that point.
All right. Next one is Tulak Horde, one of my favorite badass Sith of all time. That dude is fucking fired. God, he's so awesome. That being said, do you guys know anything about Tulak Horde other than I wear his costume all over the Old Republic?
Tulak Horde. Where's that's not Tulak Horde.
I'm pretty sure that's Tulak Horde.
That's
isn't
Star Killer.
Is
That's,
it? Oh, well, they look so similar.
That's Sith Lord Star Killer. That's if you do the dark side ending for
Oh, it's so small that was Tulak. Well, let's say it's Tulak because Star Killer ain't gonna.
Didn't we already do that guy Tulak?
No, we did Marco Ragnos.
They're
not the Tulak Horde's different.
Let me find an image for Tulak if I can upload it.
But Star Killer is. I mean, Dark Lord Star Killer is incredibly powerful.
Mm-hmm. Tulak Horde, known as the Lord of Hate and Master of the Gathering Darkness, was a Dark Lord Sith that ruled during the early Sith Empire, commanding great armies and possessing a mastery of the dark side of the Force and lightsaber combat, which left him nearly unrivaled. His armor is very well. If you've seen an image of that, you would. He was a bad motherfucker. But let me see if I can find an image.
Is the Grand Inquisitor on this twice?
I don't know.
No. Yeah.
Oh no, that's the brother.
Oh yeah, you're right. They do look similar though. But the brother isn't Sith.
That's a nice.
He's a representation of the dark side, but he's not Sith.
Sith, yeah.
I always hate how lines are muddled in this because it's like we get the view of the dark and the light side of the Force, and we then treat it as if it's like universally the same. And it's like,
all right, now I got Tulak Horde on there.
Is that your Swogo profile?
Huh?
Is that your SWOTOR profile? You just screenshotted your
No, I just pulled it off the
character
internet.
to log in. Fair.
So we'll say Tulak Horde, and I'll go back to Starkiller. Where do you guys want to rank Tulak Horde?
I would say A tier.
I agree. Actually, I think he's S, but I'll agree with A. Desi, Kashmir, anybody?
Whatever. No clue.
I feel like Cashmere's just at the end of the fucking DMV line, just stamping bullshit papers. I don't know what it is, but it's approved.
Yeah.
It's approved. Go get out of my. I'm going home early. Shut up.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll go back to
Approved.
Dark Side Star Schmiller. Where do you guys want to throw Dark Side Schmiller in here?
Oh man, I would say the top of A tier. Because all he does, I mean, he beats the crap out of Vader, wins that fight, and then but then Palpatine just makes him his apprentice.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, you've replaced Lord Vader, so now you're just my next apprentice. It's like, oh, well, that's less interesting.
Okay. Snoke.
Is he even Sith? Like,
I have no idea. They didn't really.
This should just be. It shouldn't be Sith. It should be more of dark side Force users.
I guess we'll go with that. But where do you guys want? With that being said, Snoke.
I don't even know what his prowess is because all he does
I
is
think
sit
he's
in the
C tier.
chair.
If I was a
I
random,
mean,
I'd
honestly,
say,
yeah, I'd put him in the same spot. Like he just doesn't do anything interesting besides talk to not the slacker guy.
But he wasn't even
Kylo.
real? Wasn't he just really a clone of
Yes,
one of
yeah.
Palpatine's
I mean,
clones?
sure,
that goes on the board.
That
well, I put the Inquisitor on there so we can just just say yeah, no. All right, next one is the Celestial himself, the embodiment of dark side, the brother.
I mean,
Oh
like,
man, he's
I mean, if you are the dark side of the Force, don't you have to go to the top of S?
yeah, kind of. I thought on that project.
I don't even like it.
I don't know. I don't know if I would put him that high though, because Anakin controls him.
Ass. Yeah.
So I'm gonna say that there's a certain point of like he's a representation, but he's not the embodiment. Like it's not like he is the channel through all dark side Force goes. He's just a representation of that side of the Force. So I would say he's still A tier. He's incredibly powerful. He beats the crap out of Kenobi and Snips. Easily. But he is bested by Anakin.
Yep,
so
Anakin got him. All right, so you say A. Desi says S. What do you think, Kashmir?
Well, no, I suggested S. A. Yes.
A. S. What? S. What are we doing? Okay, which one is it?
What are we spelling? What are we spelling here?
All right, Kashmir. Is A good enough for you?
He got bested by Anakin, but Anakin especially at that time, he was the chosen one. Where the father wanted wanted him to be replace him.
Okay. So where do you want to put him?
I want to know more about him, so that's why I don't want to give him S.
I mean, besides that, we already covered him, but that's fine.
Well, no, I think there's more. Especially, spoiler alert. Especially, I want to learn more after the Ahsoka series. Like, I want more to his story.
Besides the entire story that I already covered with you.
Yeah, but I want more. Yeah, but you covered it. But
He needs to know what happened between when Anakin left and when the Ahsoka series concludes.
I
Kashmir, where the fuck do you want to put this dude, man?
I think they're gonna add this story into canon.
Great. Where do you want to rank him?
I'm saying A.
All right. Where in A do you guys want to put him?
I'm gonna put him right underneath Darth Vader.
Anybody have any objection?
Yeah.
I mean, not to this, but other things, sure.
I have a lot of objections. All right. I think one of the final characters we'll do here. A lot of these, I know some of these already, but they're too obscure. I know you guys don't know who they are, so we'll just leave them on the bottom here. But Ula Qel-Droma.
Ula Qel-Droma. Oh yeah, no. I like this guy. Ula Qel-Droma is kind of cool, But I don't remember how crazy influential he is.
Well, he's major influence. Him and Exar Kun, man. I mean, they had that
yeah,
moment, and then they worked together as a team. And
it's all those Jedi or Sith kind of bleed together on what the hell's happening with them. I would say he's going to be in the A tier, but
let's put an Exar Kun. I mean, does anybody have objections to that? Let's just put an X. Those two are kind of a pair.
No, keep him with his buddy.
Keep him with his buddy. And there they are, working together. And then Valkorian, but, you know, Vitiate, aka Tenebral, who's probably in here somewhere. I didn't really pay attention to the photos, but, you know.
he's one of the Sith. Well, he's a Redskin Sith. He actually looks a lot like Scourge. But then they did do Vitiate as well, which is
it's the same.
They're all the same character.
Yeah,
it's like come on, guys, get it together.
I mean, there's some on here that these guys don't really know that well and stuff, and it's like, okay, do I really even mention it because we haven't really covered them? There's not been a lot even with that on them. For example, I think this is who this is. Yeah, Darth Tenebrous. That's Plagueis' master. But we didn't really cover him. So, all right. So we've got our list up and running. Anything else you guys? Okay, so this is the complete list. We didn't cover all the characters. Didn't really need to. We got the main ones in here. Sure, maybe we missed some other major ones. But I think for the most part, these are some of the major baddies from the Sith and or, you know, from the books and stuff. So anything you guys looking on here want to move, change? I will allow you.
You can put Kassim back down to B. I was messing with everybody and nobody disagreed with me.
Which one?
Kassim.
Who the hell's Kassim?
The guy at the top of A, I think.
Oh, you want to put him in B? Okay.
I don't know enough to argue the
Lord
point.
Khan,
so.
yeah.
I was really expecting you to have something, Garth.
Yeah, no, I don't even recognize the name, to be honest with you. Just like, okay, cool, yeah, whatever. Desi knows something,
Okay.
so
I think I know.
throw that out there.
We might throw another one in here. Let me see if I can verify.
He was being a gentleman.
Sure, those words.
Oh, Lumia. She's actually quite important. But we haven't covered her yet, so we'll leave her off the board there.
I think.
Okay. Any other characters you guys want to move?
Wasn't she Barris's master?
No. Lumia. Lumia.
That's Lumi Unduli.
Yeah, this is Lumia. This is Vader's
Luminara.
secret oppression. Yeah, she was, and she's the one that, as a Sith spirit, influences Jason to come to the dark side and fights Luke and does all this stuff. Yeah, she's pretty proud. But we haven't covered her yet. So it wouldn't be fair to put her up here because you guys. There's a lot of these Sith. I mean, there's some obscure characters in Sith, like George Sabaoth. I think that's who that is from the Heir to the Empire. We haven't covered him yet, so. And some of them just don't. I don't understand why they're here. Mara Jade, no. Dark side, she's not Sith.
They put the sun here, but they didn't put Abeloth in here. Like what? Come on.
Yeah, I don't know why Abeloth's not in. She might be. I don't see her image anywhere on this, but this mainly just says Sith. You know, so Sith related to
Kylo Ren. All right.
I know. I can do anything I want through the power of the dark side. So it's a little ambiguous.
Power of the 12-pack. That's always the shit.
All right. So I think we got the list put together. Any final movements we want to see? With that, I think we're good with the list from the idiots here.
Looks good to me.
Looks good to me.
All right. So we'll get this uploaded tomorrow because I'll be interested to see what the VIPs think. And then we'll have this out later this week for you guys. If you guys like the content, make sure you're subscribed. Feel free to leave comments. The idiots came up with this. I tried to help where I could, but this is the idiots list, not my list. It's their list.
Wow.
I really tried.
I feel so appreciated.
Do you guys hear that bus coming around?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm completely throwing you guys under the bus, man, because I don't want this coming back. It's like, Ranger, what would you think? No, there's nothing to do with Ranger thinks. This is what these guys think.
The community is going to throw a brick at me for trying to put Vader down the C tier.
Yeah. That'd help everybody here. So, but with that, make sure you like and subscribe. Please feel free to leave comments on this. I really want to see what the community thinks, and it's just in fun. So if you think someone needs to be higher, sure, say why. But this is the idiots list of Sith. We'll do another one next week. We'll do the Jedi. That ought to be really fun to watch. So with that,
All
Thanks for-
Jedi S tier.
With that, everyone have a great rest of your week. We'll see you when we see you. Leave comments, subscribe, all that stuff, and we'll see you on the next episode of Lore with Idiots.